Boss level. Where do I even start with this mess?
Another movie review.
First, let me take a minute to appreciate the cast. I mean, Mel Gibson, Frank Grillo, Naomi Watts, Ken Jeong. The movie starts out with Frank Grillo basically narrating throughout the entire scene. And this actually goes on throughout the entire movie. He narrates throughout the entire movie. It starts out with him getting attacked at his home. And this scene basically goes on and keeps repeating itself again and again and again and again. And obviously you realize that he's basically stuck in a time loop. And immediately after realizing this, I couldn't help but see the similarities to Edge of Tomorrow starring Tom Cruise. The difference is Edge of Tomorrow did it a million times better. The movie also has a video game aesthetic, sort of like a Scott Pilgrim sort of vibe. Obviously the director John Carnahan doesn't have Edgar Wright's aesthetic qualities, so that aesthetic doesn't really go anywhere. I mean it's there, but it's not really there. Like they should have just went for it, you know. If they wanted to use the video game aesthetic in the movie, it should have just been a video game movie, you know, sort of like a Scott Pilgrim thing. Just embrace it. But instead, they decided to do the whole transported John Statham typical type of movie. Don't get me wrong, the action is fine. The action is great actually. For the most part, that's some particular scenes like, oh my god, like the editing in certain scenes and the CGI in certain scenes. Like if I saw that in the trailer, I think to myself that, oh, you know, they just haven't finished. No, they just haven't finished the CGI. But no, it's in the movie. There's one particular scene with that chick with the sword. She swings the sword above his head and his head falls down. Like it's so clear in the movie, and they don't even bother to sort of, you know, refurbish it with CGI or anything like that. Now when Mel Gibson does it, clearly it goes through and bam, transitions to a CG model. What was with the previous one? Why couldn't she do it? The over narration also just kills any excitement in the movie. Just like in Edge of Tomorrow, they don't actually explain it to you through narration, they show it to you visually. There's some genuinely heartwarming scenes throughout the movie with him and his ex-wife/wife. They don't really explain what she is to him, and between him and his son. You know, Frank Grillo is a great actor. Mel Gibson is also a great actor, you know, and he sells the role. But overall, the story just wasn't great. I actually really liked the villains in the movie. They were all really colorful characters, and that's great. But therein lies the problem with this movie: a clash of tone. You see, on one hand, we have this video game Scott Pilgrim-like movie with colorful characters in it, and on the other hand we have this realistic Machiavellian, you know, evil guy trying to take over the world, and some Jason Statham type of hero has to save the world, and those two things don't necessarily mix. And honestly, I'd prefer if they went in the Scott Pilgrim direction. I mean, just embrace the whole video game vibe and just make it a boss level movie, you know. It's called boss level, but he never really reaches a boss level, right? Like when you play video games, you have the boss level. He never really does that. Overall, if you want to watch boss level just as a fun popcorn movie, but if you're looking for something actually interesting, this movie, yeah, it's not interesting. I mean, seriously, Mel Gibson, what happened to you? You went from Lethal Weapon to Fat Man, and then now the boss level. There's really nothing much to talk about in this movie. I mean, without going into spoilers of course, but there's really nothing much to talk about. It's a pretty straightforward movie. Not a good one, but man. Since November is ending and December is beginning, I'll be doing movie reviews for Christmas movies only. So if you guys have any suggestions, just leave them in the comments, or I'll probably put up a poll on my Instagram so you guys can just go and, you know, suggest whatever movies you guys want me to review. Did I forget to rate the movie? Oh yeah, goddamn movie is so boring, I forgot to rate it. I gave Fat Man a C, so I wanted to give this movie a C, but I gave Fat Man a C, and Boss Level is definitely worse than Fat Man. So Boss Level gets a D. Thanks for watching guys. Subscribe, comment, like, you know the drill. Ciao.